Hello.
Hello.
This is a solution video to the puzzle that we posted called Does Grace Cheat in Tests?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Right.
Yeah.
So just, that wasn't the puzzle.
Yeah.
Does Grace cheat in tests? Because if you watch the video, you'll notice she did tick no. The method was, basically, this idea that you can use clever mathematical ways to get people to give honest responses to questions in questionnaires that you might think that people aren't going to want to admit to. Because one of the problems with questionnaires as a thing is that people will lie on them. But if it was a question like, do you cheat in tests? So this was like a nice, neat mathematical way that you could maybe persuade them to be more honest. And the way that it goes is you get to toss a coin, and if it comes up as heads, they just tick, yes, I cheat in tests.
Yeah.
And if the coin comes up as tails, then they answer the question honestly. And then the idea then is, of course, that when the person reads the questionnaire and it says, yes, I do, the person reading it doesn't know whether that's because they do cheat in tests and they answered honestly, or whether just the coin landed on heads, so they tick yes.
So what was the first question we put?
Yeah, so the question we asked was, let's say you give out 100 questionnaires with those instructions, which is to toss a coin. If it lands on heads, they say tick yes. If it lands on tails, they answer the question, do you cheat in tests? In an honest way, they answer it honestly. We gave out 100 questionnaires, so 100 questionnaires, 80 of them came back with yes ticked. And the question was, what percentage of people then can we conclude from that experiment, and what percentage of people actually cheat in tests?
So I think the starting point is, well, the probability of flipping a coin and getting a half is one.
Getting heads.
Getting a heads is one half. I'm getting ahead of myself. Is one half, or the probability of getting a tails is obviously one half as well. So I think.
So what that means is, we would expect from the 100 questionnaires, roughly 50 of them to be where the person got heads, and those 50, if they followed the instructions correctly, should have just ticked yes. So out of these 80 that we got back saying yes, 50 of those 80 should just be the people whose coin came up on heads.
Yeah.
So what we've really got here is 30 honest yeses.
Yeah.
Out of the other 50 that landed on tails. So that means 30 out of the 50 people whose coin landed on tails said they did cheat in tests.
So 3 out of 5 people.
So 3 out of 5 people, which is
60%.
60%.
Yeah.
So the answer is 60%. And that was that.
That's it.
This is an extra bit.
No.
This is for people who sit and watch the credits. Isn't it? We asked 2 extra questions at the end. One of them was, if it lands on heads, why did we say tick yes rather than no? Now, when I asked that question, I did have something in mind. Now, I can't remember what it was.
So I don't know why I asked the question.
Well, think about it. Think about if...
See, I was thinking that if you landed on heads, that's the Queen's head, and I wouldn't want to lie to the Queen. So I'd answer honestly.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
I think this is the answer, right, that I was thinking, is that if you tell them if it lands on heads, see, it depends on what the thing is that the person isn't going to want to admit to, isn't it?
Okay, yeah.
So it's like no one's going to be bothered if they don't cheat in tests and they say no. No one's going to care if anybody sees their answer, because it's not an embarrassing thing to say I don't cheat in tests. So it's yes that people are going to be scared to say. So you want the thing that you write, if it lands on heads, to be the thing that you don't want to say, don't you?
Yeah.
Because then because if you want to hand in your questionnaire with yes written on it, you want them to see that and go, oh well, we don't know what their real answer is. But you see, if you hand in the questionnaire and it says no, you know their answer was really no.
Yeah.
You know that's an honest
Oh,
answer.
okay. I see that. But
You see what I mean?
the way that you phrased the question to me made me think that why did you pick heads? Like, so what you're trying to
No,
say
I'm
is
saying why
it
did you
should
pick
be
yes?
why did you pick yes? Okay.
Yeah.
So now I understand.
Does this make sense?
Yeah. So you could have put yes with tails. Is what you're trying to say.
I could have said yes with tails.
But you
the
wanted yes.
The question is why do they not say no by default?
Yeah. It's not that you don't want to lie to the queen.
No, it's not that. It's to do with the queen, really.
Or the king.
Not with the king, yeah.
Yeah.
So we wondered whether there was a more efficient sort of algorithm where you're not going to waste as high a percentage of your questionnaires, but you still get the positive result of people being honest.
Yeah. So there's no right or wrong answer to this, but we thought about dice, didn't we? So
Yeah.
then if you said, I don't know, if you landed on a 6, then you would put
Yeah,
yes.
if you landed on a 6, put yes, and then
You're only losing 1/6 of your data rather than a half.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then it did occur to us that the less likely you are, you're heading towards the situation that we described in the previous part of this, which is the less likely you are for your yes to be, my coin landed on a head. You know, and the more honest that yes is likely to be, maybe the less likely you are to be honest. Because if 5/6 of the time you're being honest, and you hand in a questionnaire that says yes, I cheat on tests, then the person could say,
Well, it is more
you know,
likely.
yeah, there's a 5/6 chance that you really do
Cheat on tests.
cheat on tests. So at some point, there's going to be probably an ideal spot
Yes.
between a 1/6 and a half.
Otherwise, it's a trade-off,
Yeah,
isn't it?
and the solutions, it's probably going to be something to do with E. What do you imagine? What's that? Is that your lunchtime?
Oh, that was to tell us that we need to go back to the Arboretum.
Right. Well, that was yesterday. So
Yeah, well, I didn't turn the alarm off, did I? Sorry.
should we just leave it there then?